Desperate for a fresh start, Millie thought she found the perfect job. A live-in housemaid for a wealthy family in a beautiful mansion. But behind the luxurious walls, something sinister lurks. The wife is unpredictable, the husband is distant, and a locked bedroom hides a chilling secret. Welcome to the Winchester home, where appearances deceive and the truth could cost you everything. This is the twisted tale of the housemaid by Freida McFadden. Millie had hit rock bottom. Jobless, homeless, and living out of her car, she was desperate for a fresh start. When she saw the job posting for a live-in housemaid at the Grand Winchester estate, it felt like fate. The ad had been simple: good pay, free room and board, and no experience necessary. It was too good to be true, but Millie had no choice. She needed this job. During the interview, Nina Winchester was all smiles, her blonde hair sleek and perfect, her dress immaculate. She gushed over Millie, clasping her hands together as if she had found a long-lost friend. "Oh, you're perfect," she exclaimed, eyes shining with excitement. "We've been waiting for someone like you." Millie should have noticed the first red flag. No background check, no difficult questions, just blind enthusiasm. But all she could think about was finally having a warm bed to sleep in. Her first few days in the Winchester house felt like stepping into a dream. The mansion was beautiful, almost too perfect, like something out of a magazine. Millie worked hard, scrubbing floors, preparing meals, folding clothes. At first, Nina was friendly, even chatty, but it didn't last. One morning, Millie carefully folded one of Nina's expensive sweaters and placed it in the drawer. Later that afternoon, Nina stormed into the kitchen, her face twisted in rage. "Why did you put my sweater in the wrong drawer?" she snapped. "I told you, everything has its place." Millie stammered an apology, but Nina's mood had already flipped. She huffed dramatically, then sighed. "Oh, never mind," she said, flashing a tight smile. "I know you're trying." The change was so sudden, so jarring that Millie could only nod in confusion. But the strangest part wasn't Nina. It was Andrew, her husband. He was handsome, quiet, and watching. He would stand in the doorway while Millie cleaned, observing her with an expression she couldn't quite place. One evening, while she set the dining table, he spoke, his voice low. "You should be careful around Nina," he warned. "She has episodes." Millie swallowed hard. She wanted to ask more, but the sound of heels clicking on the marble floor made her stop. Nina entered the room, her smile forced. "What are you two talking about?" she asked, voice light but sharp. Andrew merely shook his head, and Millie followed his lead, pretending nothing had happened. Then there was the locked door upstairs. Millie wasn't allowed inside, no matter what. At night, she sometimes heard faint noises, whimpers, scratching. She convinced herself it was nothing, until one evening when the sounds became impossible to ignore. She pressed her ear against the door. A soft sob echoed from inside. "Hello?" she whispered. Silence. Then the faintest, trembling voice. "Please, help me." Millie's blood ran cold. Determined, she found a way inside the forbidden room the next day. What she saw stole her breath. A frail, terrified woman sat on the floor, her face gaunt, her wrists bruised. She was barely alive. Who are you?" Millie choked out. The woman's lips trembled. "I'm Andrew's first wife," she whispered. Before Millie could react, she heard slow, deliberate footsteps behind her. Nina stood in the doorway, her head tilted, eyes gleaming with something between amusement and menace. "Now you know," she said softly. "But do you know who the real monster is?" Millie thought she did, but the truth was far worse than she ever imagined. Millie thought the nightmare was over, but some doors, once opened, lead to even darker places. What she discovers next will leave you questioning everything. Stay tuned for the next video, The Housemaid's Secret.